Mount Joy is home to our next stop, Bubes Brewery. Bought by Alois Bube in 1876. Alois Bube is a German immigrant. Germany is also where he started his apprenticeship. He expanded the small brewery several times and built a Victorian hotel attached to the brewery to accommodate overnight guests. By the turn of the century, he had a very successful business, and his reputation as a good brewer had spread far and wide. Mr. Bube died in 1908 at the age of 57. He had built up enough wealth that his family was able to stay at the brewery until the late 1960s. His family made no changes or improvements to the brewery. In 1982, Sam Mallon and two of his partners took over Bubes and started renovations on the brewery.
I had a lady who's worked here as long as I have. She started in the early 80s, and she never saw a ghost her whole life.
Did he say ghost?
Which adds another factor to me, because I think some people see ghosts more than others. She came down the hall one
Yes,
day.
he did.
I was in the office, and she saw this young woman in a long dress at the end of this hall we're about to go down right now. And a lot of people in costume around here because we do a lot of theatrical things. So she wasn't shocked, but she thought, she didn't think anything was going on, that we needed, a woman in a long dress for. And the woman disappeared, not disappeared, but walked through a doorway and out of her sight. And she just thought that was weird, so she came in the office and told me, and I said, she went down toward the catacombs. I got in the intercom system, called down where one of our workers was still in the catacombs, and I said, come from your direction, I'll come from mine. Mary Ann said somebody's, wandered down the back steps in the catacombs. And so he came from one way and I came from the other, and there's no place anybody could escape to, and the two of us met. Nobody between us.
We're going to take more of the tour. We'll be right back after this.
The Alois consists of the original bar and dining rooms and the Victorian hotel portion of Bubes Brewery, each individually decorated room employing hand stenciling and other painted techniques. It is a work of art worth seeing on its own. The dinner experience begins in the parlor. That's where the original bar is, with appetizers and cocktails. That's where the show begins. Then off to one of the dining rooms and a full-course dinner. All the time in the middle of the show.
This guy comes up to me and says, give me a pretzel. I said, what do I look like, a pretzel man? He pulls out his gun. I got the mustard. I shoot him in the face. It goes right between his eyes.
Yeah.
He's blind now.
Yeah.
He lays on the ground and passes out.
Yeah.
I drop the pretzel. It goes in his mouth and he has a heart attack. He can't breathe. Well, next time you stick a pretzel in a guy's mouth and you kill him, you go away for life. That's right.
Really?
I was going to get the chair.
Chair for putting a pretzel in his mouth. That was self-defense.
No, not the chair. I was going to get a rocking chair for myself.
Bubes started brewing again in 2001. Bubes is very unique in its brewing than many other breweries. It is one step above a typical home brewing system. Brian is the head brewer and trying to brew the beer the Alois Bube way.
Even with only having 3 tanks, we can still be able to produce 1 lager per month and also give all the different varieties of ales. And right now I think we make about 8 major styles of beers and then a couple of different beers within that those styles. Our usual ones that we try to keep on all the time are Hefeweizen, which is a nice summer beer. It's going to be a cloudy wheat with a pronounced banana flavor. One of the other ones is a Kolsch, which is going to be a German-style light lager. And we also make our Red Boar Ale, which is one of the first beers that was ever brewed here. Actually, I think it was the original brew that was brewed here back in 2001 when the brewery was started. Now, we had actually brewed all the way through until Alois's death. After Alois's death, he actually didn't trust anybody with his recipes. So when he died at an untimely age, actually they tried to continue brewing, but without recipes, they weren't able to make the exact same product that Alois had brewed here. So as you can imagine, it'd be kind of like Budweiser losing their recipe, and somebody just tries to make something that would be similar. All of your core drinkers aren't going to like it because it's not going to be the same.
There are 4 dining areas at Bubes. The Alois, where the Hotel Martini Bar is. The Bottling Works and Tavern is where the original bottling plant was. The beer garden, the only outdoor facility at Bubes. In the middle of the beer garden is a huge original boiler and smokestack, used to create the steam power necessary to run the brewery. And last, and certainly not least, the Catacombs. The Catacombs restaurant is several stories below the surface of the street in the aging cellars of Bubes. Christian is the head chef of all the restaurants.